Hi, everyone. It is Manifest with Sherbear time. And today I'm going to talk about revision, what revision is, how we revise, which is super, super simple. And I'm also going to give you guys a different perspective on revision. Okay, so we're going to kind of talk about parallel realities, the concept of time, how everything's happening now, and it's going to increase your faith and give you more motivation and belief in revision and how it literally has a direct effect on the now moment and the future, even though future doesn't exist. So, hi, Bianca. Hi, my Hillary, and hi, Artie. How are you guys today? Thank you for coming and supporting me. I love you guys so much. Um, Now, before we get into talking, or before I get into kind of like explaining how revision kind of like give you a different perspective with parallel realities, I'm going to talk about revision the way that I learned how to revise from Neville Goddard. And I will say that it's so easy, okay? Everything about manifesting is easy. And I want you guys to know that the longer that I practice this, the more that my teachings change because as I evolve as a master manifester that I am, and so are you guys, okay? I'm manifesting all of you are master manifestors too, that get all your desires in the 3D faster and quicker than ever. The more you practice this, right? They just show up faster in this third dimensional plane. But how I learned revision from Neville Goddard, okay? And from watching Neville Goddard's lecture. It's also in one of his books. I can't recall the exact book. But there's a quote that he says that to change the past, well, he says revision results in repeal. To change our lives means to change the past. And then something along the lines of man must go back in memory and destroy all causes of evil, no matter how long, no matter how far he has to go. And listen to this part, everyone. This is very important. And remember it how he thinks it ought to have went. Okay? So that being said, it's revision is literally simply remembering it how you rather would have wanted it to go. To be that's it. It's so easy. And revision is it's so profound. I use it for everything. So I'm going to talk about two ways that I use it. The first way that I use it is, let's say that something really traumatic or an event happened to me in the past, let's say a breakup or maybe something with my family when I was a child, parents divorcing, getting broken up with, bad events that we recall in our mind over and over again that sort of plague us and keep us stuck in that place, right? Now, I want to add in that when we recall events that happened in the past, so for example, if I recall the day that my parents divorced or the day that I got my heart broken and I think about it, those thoughts cause me to feel emotions, okay? And also think in pictures because we think in pictures. So, hi, ex Maddie, how are you, my loves? So, and can you guys give me all the thumbs up so we can spread this live so the truth gets spread on how to manifest our desires faster than ever so we can all live heaven on earth because that is my goal for me and all of you guys. Anyways, so now modern day neuroscience has proven that when we recall events from the past, so we're going to use the example, thank you for the likes. We're going to use the example of getting heartbroken, right? And we think about that day and we're like, oh, well, he or she said this to me. A lot of times we can literally feel it in our heart or in our stomach, right? It's an awful feeling. But when we recall those events, our mind thinks in pictures. So the mind thinks thoughts. And in that moment, we're occupying that state. So of all the possibilities that exist, everything that we can experience, right? X Maddie said you're almost at 1K subscribers. I am, and I'm so excited about it. Seriously, you guys supporting me, thank you so much. I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful and blessed for all of you. But anyways, you're thinking thoughts that cause you to think emotions. You're occupying that state. You're thinking in pictures, right? So of all the potentials in the quantum field, you're recalling an event that you don't want to experience, right? And neuroscience, modern day neuroscience has proven that when we do that, our brain doesn't know the difference between what actually is happening now in front of us in the 3D or what we're thinking about in our mind. So the subconscious or the brain is thinking, oh my God, this person's breaking my heart now, or I'm feeling the pain of my parents separating. Maybe I'm not feeling good enough. Was this my fault? Or all these negative emotions, right? And it just keeps us kind of in that state of not feeling good enough, not feeling chosen, or whatever the case may be. So literally all you have to do is go back in time and remember the event, how you wanted it to go. So instead of your parents divorcing, you can imagine them simply staying together. Or you can imagine that they separated, but at that time of your life, them separating was the best thing for you. And you change the event and hear your parents tell you, or even like the 20-year-old version of you or the 30, 40, 50-year-old version of you now talking to the child back then saying, this is the healthiest thing for you. Like you're going to come out of this, it's going to be the best, one of the best things for your childhood, right? Or the day of the breakup, you remember the person telling you, I love you more than anything. I can't live without you, right? I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And you might think that you're being super delusional when you do this, but I'm telling you guys, the more delusional you are, the more powerful you're going to be and the faster you're going to manifest all of your desires. And on top of that, and trust me, take it from experience, okay? I will tell you, be as delusional as possible. I always tell people, remember the soap operas that we watch on TV? And they're like super corny and they're super like dramatic. And, that's how I want you to be in your imagination. The mind is very limited. Step outside of the box of how you think this reality will go and truly shoot for the stars. Okay. So revision is simply remembering how we think it ought to have went. Instead of getting heartbroken, he actually professed his love to me and told me that I'm the best thing that ever happened to him. That's the reality that I'm choosing to land in right now. That's what I'm going to experience and realize that those thoughts are now shifting you into a new state, okay, which then creates new thoughts, which gives you more feelings, emotions, pictures in your mind of you feeling amazing, okay? Another way you can revise is to literally revise on the spot. So this is also something that I do a lot. So like, let's say, for example, I go to a restaurant and they tell me there's a 2-hour wait or, I'll give you guys an example of what I did, okay? This is something very small. But there's a restaurant that I like to go to in New York City a lot. And it's like a really trendy restaurant. One time I was there and Madonna was there, right? It tells you how trendy it was. So I was at the restaurant and I arrived late, okay? And my friend was like, well, they're telling me that we only have 2 hours at this table. Hi, Vanessa. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you for coming. So my friend was like, and now like you're a half hour late or however late I was. I was pretty late. It was around a half hour and I felt really bad. But hey, that's the worst thing about me in a friendship is my timeliness. So like, that's my vice. I am manifesting being better with it though. And Vanessa always calls me out on that. But anyways, so I arrived late. So so what I did was I revised them telling me that we were going to get to stay longer. And it was literally not up until after we paid our bill that like the guy that was cleaning the tables came up and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, but like, we got to clear the space. And essentially like someone else is going to get this table. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, no, we're staying here. Like I revised it. I just kept revising it on the spot. And then all of a sudden, this other guy that had the table next to us was like, no, they're fine. They can stay. And I was like, oh my God. And the guy that had initially told us that we were going to leave literally came right up to me. And he was like, well, he said that you can stay because of you. Swear to God, true story. And he literally pointed at me. And I was like, well, I'm not surprised at all because I'm a master manifestor and I revised it. Right. So one more thing I want to get into revision is, let's say you're in a situation where people aren't being nice to you, a boss, or even your person, right? Your friends, your parents, and they tell you something that really hurts your feelings or makes you uncomfortable. On the spot, you revise it in your mind. So let's say your boss is like, I need to talk to you because lately your performance has been too low. Well, I want you to, if you can, right? And it's okay to initially react because we're human and it's part of the human experience. But on the spot, I want you to imagine them saying, you're a fucking rock star, okay? You are the top employee. Like you are just the best on my team. I'm so lucky to have you, okay? I have done that too, okay, where I've had to get talked to at work and I've just revised it almost immediately. And my whole reality shifted to reflect back the new thought. So now I'm going to talk about why, okay? And I'm going to talk about it pretty quickly because I do have a client session in 1 minute. But quickly, why does that work? Now, I want you guys to think about it. Again, we are observers of this third dimensional reality. So I always want you to step outside of the box and observe your reality. You may react initially, and that's okay. You're human. But when you can get yourself back together and you become cool, calm, and collected again, step outside of the box and observe your reality. So I'm going to use the breakup as an example because many people that follow me are manifesting a person, okay, that I spoke about at the beginning of this live. When you recall the day that the person broke up with you, what you're literally doing, and think about, remember, there's infinite parallel realities of us, and time does not exist. So what you're doing, because the consciousness is your one and only reality, meaning what you are thinking about in your mind, and what you are, that's indicating the state that you're in, right? Because the only thing that ever matters is the present moment. And we all do this, right? You think back to the breakup and you're like, oh, but he said this. He said it will never work. He said I'm not the one for them. Maybe his parents don't like me, or he's just not ready for a relationship. Whatever the story is, it was all set into motion by you, not by him or her. It was all set into motion by you. And every time you recall it in your mind, you're literally jumping back into that parallel reality that already that is happening now, and you're choosing to experience it over and over and over again. So now that you've discovered consciously manifesting, and you now know that I need to be an observer of my reality, I need to create space. I need to step outside of the box of this third dimensional plane. I need to look at my reality from subjectively as an observer, almost like you're coaching yourself, right? I do that to myself a lot. I'll think to myself, what would I tell you if I was coaching you? And I literally use third person pronouns. And I love it, okay? It literally shifts me instantly. And you say, no, actually that day, and by the way, we have 12 people in here and 7 likes. So everyone please hit the thumbs up button for me. So again, we can spread this truth. But anyways, what you say, now that I know how to consciously manifest, I'm observing that day that I'm choosing to relive this experience that's not making me feel good, right? Well, actually, what would I have wanted to happen? We'll go back into what Neville said. Man must remember it how he thinks it ought to have went. Well, that day I would have loved for him or her to tell me that I'm the love of their life, that they love being my husband or wife, if that's your end, that they love being my boyfriend or girlfriend, if that's your end, or whatever your end is, right? It's all going to be specific and unique to you, and there's no right or wrong answer to that. But let's say we're going to use marriage, that I'm the best wife there is, right? That they can't imagine their life without me. I'm amazing, all of the above. So what you're doing, right? You're going in your imagination, you're jumping to that point in time, space, and you're literally choosing to occupy a new reality that says, I was actually chosen that day. This person can't live without me. I'm wife, right? What happens then is you've instantaneously, in the quantum field, in consciousness, shifted yourself immediately into that point in time, space. So you're not waiting for anything. You already have it. And because you've now chosen to occupy that point in time, space, and you're no longer occupying the point in time, space says they dumped me, you're occupying the space that says, I'm so desired and worthy. I am wife. No one else compares to me. I'm so secure and content in this relationship. Because if we know we can manifest the best version of us, we're not settling. We're going to manifest the version of us where we're not only a wife, we're secure, happy, content, love, desired. There's passion, right? Shoot for the stars, like I always say, because you can have it. You can have whatever you want. What's going to happen is, if you persist, and persisting is just a choice, okay, that's it. It's choosing to occupy this point in time, space that's happening now. It will 100% get pushed out in this hologram, because remember, life is a game. That's my favorite thing of Florence Scovel Shinn. This life is a game. Learn how to play it. And how do you play it? You choose to occupy the point in time, space that already exists, with the awareness that there is actually no time, distance, or space between anything and anyone. And I'm going to choose that day I was actually chosen worthy, good enough, and I'm wife. And I'm not settling for less. I'm not stopping until it becomes a tangible experience to me in this third dimensional plane. And it will, because I am the creator, no one else. This is easy. This is not hard. I don't have to spend days, weeks, months, or years here healing my inner child. I'm choosing to occupy that point in time space right now. And because I'm choosing that, I will literally shift into that reality that already exists, and it's going to get pushed out. Okay. I love you guys so much. I do have to go. You guys are amazing. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for the thumbs up. And if you guys want coaching with me, quantumleapdream.com. The link is down in the bio below. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. And I am manifesting that all of you revise something tonight, and you're going to see the shift. You're going to instantaneously, quick, faster than ever in this 3D, see the change from your state of consciousness, okay? Adopt this belief that things manifest for you faster than ever. Manifesting is easy. I see changes almost immediately, right? Every time I decide to shift my state. That's the version of you that I want you guys to embody. Ever since I started saying that to myself and saying divine intelligence within me or God within, I'm handing it to you. Thank you. Thank you for manifesting everything so quickly for me. And thank you for changing my state so quickly. I'll get more into how I do this tomorrow because I don't have time today. I'm 5 minutes late for my next session. But Zakari, thank you for watching me. I love you guys. Have a beautiful evening.